Welcome to Athletes Lives Network exclusive interviews. Today our guest is Mr. Everything two-way star athlete Donta Smith from Chicago Central High School class of 2001. Donta talks about the pressures of playing behind two older brothers, the early days in Chicago Central, his college days at Ball State, and what he's currently doing now, and who he considers the best athletes in Chicago Central history. Check it out. Once an athlete, always an athlete. Welcome to Athletes Lives Network exclusive interviews. Today we with a special guest, Donta Smith, two-way, all everything player at East Chicago Central, and All-American linebacker, Ball State University. How you doing, man?
All right, how you doing? Thanks for
Doing good. Doing good. What we're gonna talk about, man, just some of your, childhood experiences, how you got involved in sports, high school days, college days, what you're currently doing now, and one of the big questions is about how you feel about being recognized as one of the best players to ever come to East Chicago Central history. All right. So our first question, man, just kind of go into your childhood growing up in the city of East Chicago.
Growing up, watching my older brothers play football definitely had an influence on me.
Now, who's your older brothers?
Royce Robeson, Alfonso Robeson.
Great players.
Going to high school games. I think there's a shot of me in one of the yearbooks with me having this little jacket on. So, all throughout my life growing up, I was always told I was going to be a great athlete because with my brothers, legacy that they had. They had big shoes that I had to fill. So, growing up, I played, pickup football with my older cousins who maybe was like 5-6 years older than I was. I was, real young, real small, and just kind of like a little scat, little back. But, getting hit by them guys made me tough. So that was one thing. My older brothers always prided me. My other brother Isaiah too. Shout out to my brother Isaiah.
Gotcha.
Toughness. They used to, I do something wrong. It was all toughness and discipline. I do something wrong, push-ups, or was it beat down, head or gut. That was kind of my punishment. But growing up there, the Boys and Girls Club was someone else that had a big influence on me. All the sports that I got to get involved in, hockey, basketball, all the intramural leagues, softball, and the other competition like Keon, James, Braden, Marcus, those guys who went to different schools that I saw, and we kind of pushed each other. It's that kind of competition. Then we got the Central. We just kind of got it all in together.
Got you. So let's kind of backtrack to growing up with living in the house with All-Americans, Alfonso, Royce. Them guys were big time players. Did you feel pressured of being a successful football player because them guys laid the foundation down?
Yeah, I felt the pressure from, a lot of people, my cousins, my brothers though, they never really put pressure on me though. They was always, tell me to grow up and be the best I can be, don't be a knucklehead, stay out of trouble. But for the most part, I put a lot of pressure on myself, just knowing that, I was being held to a high standard, that, I had to be at least as good or better than, what my older brothers was. Not that I tried to do, I always tried to be my best, but, that's just what, I guess you can say.
Okay.
My standards I have to live up to.
Gotcha. Okay. Now that you're, grew up in Chicago, you have two older brothers, cousins, family members who was dominant football players. Now you're going into your freshman year in Chicago Central. Kind of give me the mind state and your goal as a freshman football player.
As a freshman football player, I never played organized football until I would say my 8th grade year coming into Central. Coach Richards and all that staff, they brought us in from block. And they had us do like 30 pass on for a couple of days that 1 week that everyone always did, and that was fun. And the first time I got to play, and then my freshman year I just wanted to come in and just have fun. Football was just a sport for me. Something we do have fun. At that point, I never even thought about going to college or getting a scholarship or anything like that. I was just out there just hitting people and having fun, running around, throwing the ball. I think I played quarterback, linebacker, safety, kicker. Almost everything, so I was just out there just trying to have some fun.
Gotcha. Now going to your sophomore year, I heard a lot of good things about you. Going to play with that, because I know you was a starter, right?
Right.
On defense.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of go into that year playing with Keon Frazier, Antoine Bullard, and them kind of guys.
Then a lot of pressure started coming down because you see guys like athletes like Keon Frazier, like I said, Antoine Bullard, and a lot of other cats up there, and then I had a lot of pressure on myself because I didn't want to, let any of those other guys down on my team. So how it even happened, I even played, plus Coach Richards and that staff, they was like, they just, held me to a high standard, like, you're going to be great, So, I just, hey, something got to give. So, my sophomore year, how I started playing, one of the coaches asked me, can you hit somebody? Because no one was hitting on defense.
Gotcha.
So they put me in on defense, and I ended up making the play every play. So they said, okay, you linebacker now.
Yeah.
So, because at the end they had, Daviante, and I can't remember the other running backs they had. They was already full of running backs. So I was just
Marcus Cobbs, right?
Marcus Cobbs,
Gotcha.
and no, I can't remember his name. But they was ahead of me, so I just fell back and just played defense and got in where I fit in.
So going into your sophomore year, you really wanted to play offense?
Yeah, I wanted to play offense, but like I said, at that point I wasn't really thinking too much about college. I just out there having fun. So as long as I got to be on the field and hit somebody and have fun, I was good.
Gotcha. Now Keon Frazier did an interview with a couple of weeks ago. He said that you was the lunch pail guy. You was the kind of guy come in, no tape, but you was all work, all world.
Yeah, I didn't watch too much film. They used to ride me a lot. They just sounded like genuine. Back in the day, with little curls and my little silk pajamas on Jammers Day. They used to ride me a lot. But yeah, I was just a lot of work back then.
Okay. So what kind of experience did you get from playing with Keon Frazier in them year as a sophomore? What kind of what did you learn as a linebacker?
Watching guys like Keon, Marcus Cobbs, my whole thing was watching them during pregame. They was always calm, but then right before the game, they got hyped, they got into it, and I saw the way, they carried themselves on the field. He was always, how can I say it, leader. He was always a leader on his team. He always seemed like he had everything under cool. He was real cool. So, I kind of, took that and put that in, my game, kind of incorporated into how I play. So, I really want one of those guys that was out there barking a lot like a Joey Porter or something like that. I hit you, and I help you back up, and, next play, you know what I'm saying? So, I just watched the way they carried themselves, on the football field.
All right, so after two stellar seasons, junior year, senior year, you won the Defensive Player of the Year 2 years in a row. Dominant performer. Tell me, who was the best player you ever played against in high school?
The best player I played against, I had to go to Lake Central, Danny Duncan. He was a thorn in our sides. Both years when we played them, they had a counter play that we just couldn't stop. Both years that we played him at Central. I would say he was a good player. Him and not that I really played too much to get him, but Ray Smith too at Lake Central. He played safety, but he played defense too, and I played offense. Ray Smith was also a good one of my good opponents that I played. Okay. I look forward to it. I look forward to it. When we went to college, he went to North, I went to Ball State. We talked on the phone about upcoming games. We played one another, so it was tough every time I played against Lake Central.
Best teammate.
Best teammate I had, man, I would have to go with. I had so many good teammates.
Give me one. If you had to go in a dog fight with one of your teammates, who you gonna take in there with you?
It'd be my boy KJ, man.
Okay.
KJ.
Kevin Smith?
Kenneth Smith.
Kenneth Smith, sorry.
Kenneth Smith. Yeah, he was a dog, man. Lining up with that guy in linebacker drills, him. We both used to, be sore ass stingers, but he was a great teammate. Especially he came in from Gavitt. He came on board. I love his personality. We clicked real well together, and practice we used to have fun. He was beside me, linebacker, my junior, my senior year. He was my go-to guy.
Okay. Now, a lot of conversation been on best teams in Central history. I talked to Coach Money. Coach Money said he felt like your senior team was the best. Your junior and senior team was the best team in Central history because y'all went the farthest, sectional championship. Kind of go over that. And do you feel that way?
Yeah, I can't really too much speak on, I know my brother's team back, I think the 92 squad. They
83,
was
83,
King,
yeah,
and my brother Royce and all them. Yeah, they was some dogs. So, I can't really say too much about them, honestly, my senior record, but just me knowing the talent that I had and what we had with Keon, James, KJ, and online, like I said, my expectations for my senior season that we should have won state hands down. Like,
so your senior year is better than Keon Frazier and them when you was a sophomore?
Yeah. I would say, yeah, as far as, talent-wise, at the weapons that we was at our disposal. Yeah.
Okay. Now, big decision in life, college. You're getting all these letters. You're getting recruited by all the schools throughout the country. And I remember, once again, Dad calling me, Tennessee, Ohio State. A lot of people was on your tail. Why did you choose Ball State?
That was like, I procrastinated real tough. I kind of, my senior year, I kind of got so caught up in football and pretty much nothing else. I didn't really focus on my grades a lot or the SAT, and that was one thing. A lot of teams, after I didn't take the SAT after a while, a lot of teams didn't want to touch me. They wanted me, but it was like, I was more of a risk. So I chose Ball State because they was one of the teams that, they was always there. And I went to recruits for, visits to Tennessee, Notre Dame, Illinois, and Michigan. I went up there, but that falls on me because I took my time taking the SAT and I felt to get myself prepared for college because until my senior year, I really didn't think I was gonna be going to college and playing football. I was just another kid like, hey, I'd love to play football.
Gotcha.
So and that was one thing or message that I can pass out to any other kids is that do your own work, and even people who used to tell me, take your SAT, make sure you keep your grades up your senior year and everything like that. After a while, I got all these letters. I was like, it don't matter, So, but it really did, and it hurt me. It hurt me in the end. But I was still satisfied with Ball State. They took care of me like family. They stood by my side, and.
I understand that. But do you regret not being able to go to Michigan, Illinois?
I regret that opportunity. Going to Tennessee, Notre Dame, at Purdue. I was really interested in Purdue at the time. I regret, because I may not have got hurt. I not have tore my knee or anything like that. So you never know. That's a whole nother.
Everything. Yeah.
I understand. I understand. That you can open up, doors, opportunities, and everything. So, but I'm happy with going to Ball State and the coaching staff there, Coach Lynch and then Coach Hoke, and all my teammates. I met some phenomenal teammates down there at Ball State and people.
Okay.